And welcome to another edition of New Sports Outlaws. Dan, not my usual prolonged welcome because I'm still not doing great. We're recording this on a Friday. I feel fine, but my throat is
You got that Tyrese Halliburton thing
trashed.
going. You got the Tyrese
Has
Halliburton going.
absolutely nothing to do with the Knicks game the other night. I kept my emotions in check, but we will talk about it. How are you doing this week, Dan?
Going good. I'm excited. I'm not even a Knicks fan, but it's Friday night, and no, I'm not going out, but I'm watching it. I'm watching the Knicks game on TV, and I got the Knicks. I got a nice little small bet on the Knicks again after they let me down game one. So, as you would call it, emotional hedging going on. So, doing good, doing good. I think we're all going to watch the Knicks game in about a half hour now. So, let's get started.
I have the real life Spanish version of Evan Roberts in front of me. And you like the emotional hedge, as they say, especially when it comes to betting for my team because you want them to lose. But if they win, at least you make money. Um,
Oh,
so,
I mean,
eh, listen, we'll start with basketball. We really don't have any football to talk about this week. There's really nothing been out there at all across the landscape, even the whole NFL, except for the tush push vote getting turned down, which we all knew was going to happen. Nothing to really talk about. So to basketball, to the big topic in New York sports right now. The Knicks had one of, if not the most epic collapses in Eastern Conference history or conference finals history. I saw it happening, Dan, and I'm going to tell you this. I kind of told you over text, and I told a couple of my teacher friends at school. I'm watching on my phone, and I was laying in bed because it was getting late, and I'm watching this lead dwindle and dwindle, and I'm like, we're gonna find a way to lose this game. I didn't even text you because I didn't want to hear, "Don't get out of here, stop, you're gonna win." So I'm watching it on my phone, and when Halliburton dribbles forward, double dribbles by the way, check the replay. He double dribbles, and then he goes backwards and he makes the shot. I swear on my life, I thought it was a three. I said, "Oh my God, we just lost this game." I knew it was going to happen. I shut my phone off. I put it away. Woke up in the morning like, wait a minute. We lost in overtime. I had no idea that they got saved by a toe on the line and still couldn't pull it out. That, if I could have found a background with the Knicks on fire, it would have been my background
oh,
today.
man, if we were more planned for this, because this was kind of not our normal day of doing this, we're on a Friday, that I would have found something just to troll you with a Tyrese Halliburton just doing this right in my background. But no, all right. So at this point, what the Knicks were up at whatever, I forget what it is, like 17, we'll say, with like 3 minutes left or 4 minutes left, whatever. 14 with 3 minutes. Do you know it? Go ahead. It's whatever. 14 with 3 minutes left. We'll say. I think it's around there. I'm so comfortable. I'm watching. I'm more worried about my bet at this point because I'm assuming the Knicks are going to win. So the 4.5. All of a sudden, Aaron Neesmith hits a couple threes. I'm like, all right, he hits a couple threes, whatever, timeout, whatever. All right. Then they're up 9 with about 50 seconds left. I'm still good. It's all right. They're still making baskets. Brunson had a three. He had a floater. Cat had that layup. They're still scoring. It's not like they absolutely didn't score. Then I'm like, all right, I'm up 9, good. And then just all of a sudden, they cut it to 2. And I was like, oh, is the worst thing going to happen? Are the Knicks going to win, but I'm not going to cover? Oh, my God. Then I was all pissed off about that for a while. And then Tyrese Halliburton, of course, had to, on that non-double dribble, because Mikal Bridges tipped it from the back, he had his little thing where he's running to the free throw line, running to the back, and he did that. And it wasn't even the shot that went in. It was the way it went in. It wasn't like a nothing but net or even a bank, which was probably more probable. It literally bounced off because of his arc, the arc he has on his shot, bounced off like the flat part of the rim. Oh, you're picturing it now, and it just went in after that, and I was like, holy, I don't think I've ever seen that before, especially in a game winning, game tying situation. And then, of course, they showed the replay. Foot was on the line, and of course, all Net fans were thinking of Kevin Durant and that whole thing in that series where his big toe was also on the line. I think, I mean, Knicks fans could be happy after this one. Not happy. Sorry, that's a terrible word to use. Knicks fans could be okay with that they're definitely the better team. But I guess in the last series you guys had, in the first two games, you could say the same thing about Boston. How Boston was far and away the better team. And you guys were up 2-0, and then all of a sudden stuff happened, and you end up winning in 6 games. And you don't want the same thing to happen today. This is almost a must win. I know 2-0, I still don't think it's over, but it's kind of a must win for the psyche, I guess. Just to kind of get things rolling and make things a series again. But yeah, I'm rolling with the Knicks again tonight. Go ahead.
This is Positive Neil speaking. Positive Neil says that outside 3 minutes of the regulation game, the Knicks outplayed the Pacers on a grand scale. They abused them, played their style of game, and were beating them. Outside the choke, they played their game and played it better. But
Sure.
the Knicks are accustomed to playing long minutes, but long minutes at their pace. They cannot continue to try and play the pace of the Pacers. Play your game. Let Cat take it to the hole. Brunson needs to dish more. I don't want to see you running up and down the court. Slow them down like a dog. Take them by their chain and yank them. They cannot run this whole game. Slow them down. I believe we can do it. I believe we can win. I believe that we can win. No, I believe that the Knicks can beat them. They dominated them on the boards. Not just Mitchell Robinson, but the rest of the Knicks dominated them on the boards. We need to see that again tonight if the Knicks are going to tie this up to go back to Indiana.
Um, do you think that the Knicks got tired at the end of the game?
Yes.
Okay, so I was listening to all that, and everyone, on basically because I didn't have school today, I was with my kids sick today, and so I was listening to all the ESPN, WFAN stuff, talk about the Knicks and how they got tired. Brunson played less minutes than he's really ever had in a playoff, maybe ever, because of he had foul trouble. So I think in between Cameron Payne and McBride actually playing pretty well for the minutes that they played, Brunson was able to sit longer than his normal thing. So most likely, I mean, unless the same thing happens tonight, I mean, he's going to play more minutes. So he's going to end up going back and forth more. And I do agree with you. I mean, I don't. The whole thing with Brunson works where he could score on anybody, he'll cause a foul on anybody. He doesn't pass the ball, or at least pass for assists. At least pass for like it's usually maybe a hockey assist, if anything. And he needs to get I think Mikal Bridges more involved, even though Mikal was actually pretty good early, especially in game one. OG, he had a couple. I think, well, I mean, if we all look at the offensive numbers, everybody had a good game because Cat
Except for
destroyed them.
except for OG.
Brunson had, I think he still had 15, 16 on, didn't he? No? OG made, whatever. I mean, whatever. But Mikal Bridges had 15 or 16. Mitchell Robinson dominated in the paint when he was getting rebounds. Josh Hart had, I believe, between combined, like, I think 10, 12 rebounds and like 8 assists or something like that. Miles McBride had a couple. Offensively, obviously, they scored 130 points. So offensively, obviously, all the numbers are going to look great. But obviously, they were definitely lackadaisical on the defensive end in those last 5 minutes, and that showed. Obviously, there was a little thing with OG and Cat on the sidelines. But that, I mean, I don't chalk that up to anything. I think that's just more just talk, NBA talk. But they were just kind of going. I think they were just waiting for Neesmith to miss, and he just didn't miss. For someone that's not, I mean, he's a good 3-point shooter, but he's not as prolific as they showed. And I think he would have made 6 threes in the fourth quarter, something like that,
Yeah.
which is insane. He just needed to miss one, and he didn't miss one. And that whole thing with that OG and Pascal Siakam, I'm not sure if you thought that was a foul or not. I know they showed still replays of him holding his T-shirt and hitting the right arm at the same time, but I mean I didn't think that was a foul. But yeah, I'm on your train on this one. I keep telling you, whether you think it's a troll or not, it's Knicks in 5. They dominated 95% of that game. They had a slip up. Okay, just let's not let it happen again. Take it from jump. Have a big first quarter. I know you're not going to knock them out because the Pacers play fast as hell, so it's never going to be over. But you got to throw a first punch definitely tonight.
Yep. I mean, and it's no confusing. I put on our post the other day. I thought the Knicks in 7. I thought Indiana would find a way to pescally win some of these games,
Yeah.
and game 1 only proves what I was saying. I think they're going to find ways. Knicks outplayed them 95% of the game. The Knicks lost that game. So I think that if the Knicks have any shot at winning this series, it's going to be a dogfight all the way to the end. You look at them, and I don't think you're super impressed with them, but then they find ways to be scrappy and win. I mean, hell, we talked about the Cavs being for real this time, and then they just abused them last series. So the Knicks are the same team they were last year. You would think with better upgrades. I'm sorry, Julius Randle had 6 points the other day for the Wolves. So don't tell me that Julius Randle's so missed, and DiVincenzo hasn't been a 3-point assassin like he was last year. So don't tell me that one trade has really ruined the Knicks. They're supposed to be better defensively. Mikal Bridges is supposed to be better on the wing than DiVincenzo was. So tell me how they're any worse than they were. They almost had Indiana beat last year and then OG got hurt. And then they lost in game 7 when Hart was hurt and Brunson was hurt. So they need to show, I believe they're the better team. They need to show that they're the better team. And I can't stand our league mate Dre, who is a Pacer fan in his defense, being able to talk smack if they lose. So we need a Knicks win. And then if you want them to lose in the final, that's fine. But I can't take it, Dan. All right. Something I can take. I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to warn you, a lot of the stats I have for you today for this are 2 days old because I did my research on Wednesday, and today is Friday. But some of the Yankee stats I have for you today.
They haven't played a game since
No, they won the game 1-0.
Wednesday
So
afternoon. You did it. You
yeah,
did it before that game.
I did it before the game while I was at school.
It was 1-0. Whatever.
So
All right, go.
one of the questions I had for you, and I love these fake power rankings, is do we really believe the Detroit Tigers are better than the New York Yankees? I mean, listen, if you want to have the argument,
The Yankees.
Skubal, if you want to have the argument Skubal versus Fried, I get it. I mean, Skubal's a stud. I think Fried's just as good or better, but we can have that argument. But you're going to tell me the entire Tiger team is better than the entire Yankee team? Get out of here. The anti-Yankee bias across the national media is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you can't agree with that. I mean, especially the way the Yankees are actually playing right now. They're probably playing the best baseball so far of the young season. This is actually looking really good for Brian Cashman so far, in terms of his acquisitions and who obviously Al Soto's doing right now and as a Met. Between Bellinger, who has been scorching hot. I think that his 14-game hitting streak just ended the last game on Wednesday. Devin Williams has found himself as maybe the 8th inning guy. He looks really good. I hope we don't mess up the apple cart right there, and hopefully Boone's not thinking too much. Whoever's choice that ends up being, leave him there. Weaver's been lights out. He had that one game against Milwaukee, I want to say, that he whatever first game that he had his one earned run. I think he only has one earned run given up this year on that blown save, and that's it. He's been lights out. Johnny Loiza goes back. All of a sudden, your boy Mark Leiter from last year looks a whole lot better. Goldschmidt looks. I mean, in previous years, we have depended solely on Aaron Judge to carry us through games. And even though he's batting 400 or 396, I believe, after Wednesday, and he's leading the league in everything, and he's going to be the MVP most likely. Jorbit Vivas, of all guys, won us that Wednesday game, a 1-0 Wednesday game. Max Fried is a Cy Young Award winner at this moment, ahead of Tariq Skubal, who we were just talking about. So he's ahead of him right now. Carlos Rodon looks sensational, like really good.
Yeah.
there's a lot of things going well right now for the Yankees. Obviously, we haven't had a podcast since we took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, which was a huge 8th inning that we had with Cody Bellinger's grand slam that he had right over Juan Soto, of course. So it's looking really good for the Yankees right now. We need to kind of keep the good times rolling and step on the Colorado Rockies and just kick them aside. Hopefully for 3 games to just kick them aside. I believe we have I don't know if we have the Dodgers right after, but I think we're in California right after.
Angels
Wrong team. The Angels. So we're
and
playing
then Dodgers.
who are playing. Do okay. I think the Angels are actually won like 8 straight too. I believe. I think they actually swept the Dodgers. They just played the Dodgers. They actually swept them. But yeah, we got to keep it going. Everything's going well so far. Will Warren has had a few good starts in a row now. Just a lot of things are just kind of, I know it's May, it's really early, but just right now, it's all kind of starting to gel together right now. Maybe this is the start of us going on a little bit of a run, extend our AL East lead. That's like 5 games right now, make it bigger, catch Detroit. All of a sudden, we have a better record than the Mets. All of a sudden, we didn't have a better record. Also, the Mets are a little bit of a slide. They're not even first place anymore. So hopefully, good times for the Yanks. Keep on
Yeah.
coming.
As far as that Detroit conversation, I have a lot of stats I had wrote down. Yankees are third in runs. Detroit's fourth in runs. Yankees are ninth in hits. Detroit's sixth in hits. Yankees are first in homers. Detroit's seventh. Yankees are fourth in
Nah,
average.
nobody
Detroit's
believes it.
seventh. It's
Nobody believes it.
it's
You know what a
it, it
series.
it is close. Like there's some they have, some we have, but let's call a spade here. I don't care how bad the Baltimore Orioles are doing. The the Central Division has been a joke. Where I'm 42, you're 40, right? I mean, it's
38. Not yet. Please don't get me there yet.
sorry,
Please don't get me
sorry.
there yet. Okay, sorry. How'd it go? All right, not yet. Go. All
So
right.
the Central Division for the majority of our lives has been an absolute
Terrible.
joke. It's a joke again this year. So their numbers are slightly inflated. If they were in a different division, they would have less numbers because they'd have better opponents on a daily basis. So don't get me started on that. Yeah, it was really nice getting that Met win. We didn't get to talk about that. Just to shut up the Met fans for just a couple minutes. Like, shut up, stop. Where you are little brother until we say you're not little brother. Go sit in the corner.
Yeah, yeah. I'm big on looking for Tommy Lugauer's ex little Twitter looking after every Mets game and after every Knicks game. He's always posting something.
Loogie.
And yeah, and always on Saturday when the Mets had their lone 3-2 win. Oh, it was good for the Yankees to win their 1 game on Friday at the World Series for the Yankees
Shut
while the
up.
big brother comes in, and it was good to see kind of the Yankees kind of smack the Mets in that last game. And then to hear him talk crap on Monday about, oh, it's the Yankees World Series. Shut up. Worry about the Knicks. You got enough to worry about.
Yeah, truth. So Dan, we're gonna do this is our shortest pod ever, I believe. I just my voice is not there. We wanted to
No,
talk,
all good.
but we wanted to talk basketball before the Knicks game 2, and we wanted to recover all the baseball we had missed. But we'll be at it again next week.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's every other game for basketball, actually. It's not even 3 games, so we'll definitely have a lot more to talk about next week. So keep following us on X, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Keep those follows and likes coming. Till next time, I'm Danny. This is Neil. Signing off.